Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a journal with me where I'm going to be journaling in my October pages. Before I start journaling, I normally put my pages together and I have a video that I'm going to leave link right here so you can see. So let's journal in these pages. This notebook is my currently notebook. Is the notebook where I document everything that I am reading, watching, and listening. So before I put down my journal, I'm going to add a few elements to my pages to help me tell this story. When I set up my pages, I try to do it as simple as possible because once I start adding the covers, for example, of my books, I'm going to have a better idea of the space that I'm working on and the journaling that I want to do. The stamps that you saw me putting together was this connectable stamps that I bought from Amazon, and they are very easy to use, and I'm going to connect and write the word reading, and then I'm going to stamp it on top just to bring a little bit of something extra to my page. The stamping here wasn't the greatest, but you know what? I don't mind it, and I'm just going to move along. For the month of October, I didn't read a lot of books. It was a month where I was traveling and we went to see friends and family in Texas. And then I had a girls' trip with my best friend. So I didn't do a lot of reading. So that's why I'm going to start documenting in my pages right now. Okay, once I am done with my journaling, what I like to do is look at the pages and see what else I can add to them. The idea is for me to be able to tell the story that I want to, and this first two pages is my reading tracker and my reading little journal that I'm doing right now about the books that I read. And then once I have that done, I move on to my next two pages. My next two pages is about the things that I was watching during that month. Just like I did for my reading tracker, I'm going to print out the little covers of the series and movies that I watch, and then I'm going to stick it to my page and then do my journaling. To make my stickers, not my stickers, but my photos be more like a sticker, I use my Siren sticker maker, which is very easy to use, and I'm able to put adhesive on the back of all of this very easily. So it's just cutting the little photo paper and then adding it to my page. Before I start with my journaling, I'm going to sit down all of my pictures, and including the pictures for these two spreads, which is what I was listening. And this month I didn't listen to a lot of songs, and I was more, like I said before, traveling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to do on one side my month in review with pictures of my travel, and then on the other side a little review of the songs that I was listening to. When I first designed these pages, my thinking was that I was going to be able to use these two pages for music, but at the end it didn't work. But I have the flexibility that I can turn these pages into whatever I want, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and do a month in review. October found me listening to a lot of documentaries, and one of them was the David Beckham documentary, and it was so interesting to watch and learn about his story and about his career, his family, his relationship with Victoria, and it was just fascinating. I was hooked on that series, and it was a really good one from Netflix. I also was hooked and I was watching the Britney story. So, like I said, October found me doing a lot of listening more than watching, because many times I was either driving or getting ready. So having this documentaries playing in the background as I did all the things during the month of October was very, very helpful. So that's what you see me doing here, which is documenting what I thought about the stories and the series, and it's just a way for me to reflect on my month. Once I have the things that I want to say down on paper, I am able to fill in the little spaces that I leave in blank. I love to add different fonts to my journaling and even quotes from the series or the movies that I was watching, especially those quotes that caught my attention. Sometimes I don't have quotes to put down, so what I do is I put something that I write down something that I was thinking about during that series, whether it was this was really good or anything that when I look at it, if I'm flipping through the pages and I look at these pages, I write something that I'm going to be able to read and remind me and trigger that memory again about what I was reading for that month. And like I did with the other pages, once I have all my journaling down, I like to go over any empty spaces or look what else I can add to spice up my pages. This is one of my favorite pages. I just love the colors. I love the way the journaling worked, and it was really, really good one. So next, I'm moving on to what I was listening in the month of October. My choices in music is very wide. I can go from listening to some reggaeton to listening to gospel music to some old salsa to some Whitney Houston. I just love the way that I am able to move between rhythms, and I think this month was one of those. October found me listening to Lauren Daigle's new Christian song album. Also, when I was in the Bahamas with my best friend, Nicky Jam, and the song Calor was playing in my head nonstop. And then when we took our road trip to Texas, my kids are into this new Hamilton kick where they are listening to Hamilton, singing and rapping, and we had a fun car ride to Texas as we were listening to the last 2.5 hours of our trip to Hamilton and having our own little karaoke, and it was so much fun. Now, to finish up these pages, I am writing about my trip to the Bahamas with my best friend. I have been best friend with Ali for 30 years. When I moved to the United States, she was one of my first friends, and we have been able to stick together and just be friends, be sisters, and we have gone through so many milestones together, from having our kids on the same day, same year, to being able to just enjoy life, lift each other up, and I'm just so grateful and thankful for our friendship. So I wanted to document that in my currently journal, so that's what you see me doing right here. Another little thing that I like to do in my spreads is just to add a post-it notes and make lists. So for this one, I was making little lists on the things that I was listening to, specifically the songs from these albums that I was playing non-stop. So that's what you see on the post-it note that you see on the side. And once again, I am just going over, filling up any little spaces that I think can help me to spice up my pages, because I love to add dots, I love to add more stamping, and it's just so much fun for me to do. So here are my pages in my journal. I hope you have found some inspiration in this video. Thank you so much for staying till the end. If you have not done so, make sure that you subscribe to get more content like this. Make sure that we connect on social media. And once again, thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.